Most guys think attracting women comes down to saying the right thing, chasing harder, or somehow proving their own value. The truth runs the opposite direction entirely. High-value men don't draw people in through what they do. They draw people in through what they simply refuse to put up with. They won't beg for attention, won't tolerate disrespect, won't trade their own self-respect for someone else's approval. Those quiet decisions are what set them apart in a world where far too many people settle for less than they actually deserve. Here are 6 things a high-value man never accepts, and why refusing them naturally builds real confidence, real respect, real attraction. 1. He refuses to beg for attention. Attention was never something you should have to earn by handing over your own self-respect. The moment you start chasing someone's approval, you quietly give away control of your own emotions without even noticing it happening. You start checking your phone too often, overanalyzing short replies, second-guessing what you said, adjusting your behavior, just to keep someone interested. That's exactly where confidence starts leaking out. A high-value man doesn't live like that, because he understands real interest was never something that needs constant convincing. If someone genuinely enjoys your company, it shows up in consistent action, not confusing signals that leave you questioning your own worth every day. Your job was never to talk someone into appreciating you. Your job is becoming a man whose time and energy genuinely carry weight. That means building a life that doesn't grind to a halt just because one person goes quiet. Show up at the gym when you said you would. Keep learning. Focus on your work. Spend time around people who actually respect you. Keep the small promises you make to yourself, even when nobody's watching. These habits slowly rebuild exactly what begging for attention tends to erode. The more purpose your life is filled with, the less room there is for pointless anxiety. You stop refreshing your phone because your day already has direction. Stop trying to impress because you're too busy improving. Stop over-explaining because your actions are already saying more than words could. This shift doesn't happen overnight. It starts the moment you decide your own peace matters more than someone else's inconsistent attention. Ironically, people often become more drawn in once they notice your happiness doesn't hinge on their approval. But that was never supposed to be the goal in the first place. The real win is waking up knowing your confidence comes from your own character and discipline, not someone else's opinion. The kind of strength nobody can take from you, because you built it yourself, one choice at a time. 2. He refuses to accept mixed signals. Confusion was never a foundation for anything healthy. When someone's words and actions keep pointing in different directions, you don't need to play detective trying to crack the mystery. You just need to pay attention to what's actually happening consistently. A high-value man doesn't spend months hoping uncertainty will eventually resolve itself into clarity. If someone's genuinely interested, there's effort. If they value your presence, there's consistency. That doesn't mean every day is perfect, but genuine interest doesn't leave you stuck in endless guessing. Too many men override their own instincts out of fear of losing someone, making excuse after excuse, quietly lowering the bar, tolerating things that slowly wear their confidence down. Every time you accept treatment that goes against what you actually value, you teach yourself your own boundaries are negotiable. And that lesson bleeds into everything else. Soon, you're hesitating to speak up at work, tolerating disrespect from friends, settling everywhere because you've gotten comfortable living in uncertainty. A high-value man breaks that cycle by respecting his own standards first, asking a simple question. Does this bring peace, trust, mutual effort, or does it bring constant doubt and exhaustion? If it's the second one, he doesn't spend years hoping the other person will magically become someone else. He accepts what's real instead of chasing what he wishes were true. That takes real courage. Walking away from uncertainty usually feels harder than just staying in it, but short-term discomfort buys long-term freedom. Every time you choose self-respect over confusion, you prove to yourself your standards are more than just talk. Over time, your decisions stop being driven by the fear of being alone and start aligning with your actual values and the future you're building instead. 3. He refuses to explain his own worth. A high-value man never spends his time trying to convince someone he deserves respect, because real value shows itself through consistent action, not long speeches. The moment you start explaining why someone should appreciate you, you quietly hand your confidence over to them instead of holding on to it yourself, listing everything you've done, every sacrifice made, hoping they'll finally see what's right in front of them. If someone keeps overlooking your effort, one more explanation almost never changes that. Redirect that energy instead toward getting stronger in every part of your life. Build your career with real purpose. Sharpen your discipline. Keep promises to yourself even when nobody's watching. These qualities speak for themselves long before your words ever need to. When your character becomes your real introduction, you stop needing permission to believe in yourself. If someone constantly questions your value or only notices you while you're actively proving yourself, treat that as information, not a challenge worth arguing over. Don't defend yourself in an endless loop, trying to earn respect that should have already been there. Watch calmly and make decisions based on what's actually happening, not hopeful assumptions. That protects your peace and keeps your judgment sharp. Every relationship should add stability to your life, not constant pressure to perform. The strongest response to being underestimated was never anger or debate. It's simply continuing forward without letting someone else's opinion dictate your future. As you grow, your confidence gets quieter. You stop needing recognition to stay motivated because your standards come from inside you now, built on the promises you actually keep and the habits you repeat daily. 4. He refuses to ignore disrespect. Self-respect isn't something you talk about occasionally. It's something protected daily through action. Every time you excuse repeated disrespect out of fear of losing someone, you quietly teach yourself your own boundaries are up for negotiation. And that lesson reaches far beyond just this one relationship. Before long, you're accepting treatment from friends, coworkers, even strangers that you would have never tolerated before. A high-value man understands respect starts with the standards he's willing to hold, even when holding them is uncomfortable. If someone regularly dismisses your opinions, mocks your goals, or only gives you attention when it's convenient for them, don't rush to argue or seek payback. Stay calm. Watch the pattern, not the isolated moment, because patterns reveal character far more honestly than any single excuse ever will. That calm gives you room to think clearly, while emotional reaction tends to lead to decisions you'll regret later. Your consistency and your willingness to walk away from what's unhealthy demonstrates more real strength than endless conflict ever could. Protecting your own dignity was never an overreaction. It's a decision that shapes your future. Every boundary you actually enforce reminds you that your time and peace carry real value. And it changes how people treat you too, because they see clearly you're not willing to trade your principles just to avoid a little discomfort. Life gets noticeably lighter once you stop carrying relationships that keep draining your confidence. Instead of pouring energy into fixing something that stays unhealthy, invest it in getting stronger, physically, mentally, financially. Build a life reflecting your actual values instead of your fears. As your standards rise, the people around you often rise with them, because you're naturally making room for relationships built on honesty and mutual respect instead. The real reward was never proving someone wrong. It's building a life where your peace is protected and your self-respect stays something nobody can take from you, because you refuse to trade it away for temporary attention. 5. He refuses to depend on validation. One of the biggest shifts in a man's life begins the moment he stops outsourcing his own value to other people's opinions. It usually starts quietly, noticing yourself waiting on a compliment, wondering whether you're enough because someone's attention shifted. Before long, your entire mood is rising and falling based purely on how someone responds to you. A genuinely dangerous place to live, because it hands another person control over your own peace. A high-value man refuses to build his confidence on something he can't control. He understands approval comes and goes, opinions shift, and people mostly see the world through their own lens rather than the actual truth of who he is. If someone grows distant, he doesn't let that single event define his own identity. He asks a better question instead. Am I becoming the man I promised myself I'd become? That question changes everything, because it shifts focus away from chasing approval and back toward building actual character. Every day becomes a chance to improve, instead of a search for reassurance. Keeping small promises to yourself. Waking up when you plan to. Finishing what's hard even when motivation disappears. Training your body because strength takes consistency. Building your mind and finances because your future deserves real preparation. None of these habits depend on applause. They depend purely on discipline. Over time, something genuinely shifts. Your confidence stops being fragile and starts becoming steady, no longer rising because someone praised you or collapsing because someone overlooked you. It roots itself instead in the evidence you build through daily action. And that quiet confidence changes how you speak, carry yourself, and make decisions. You stop trying to impress everyone because you're too busy becoming someone you genuinely respect. You also get much better at spotting healthy relationships because you stop confusing attention with actual care, asking instead whether something's built on mutual respect and consistency, rather than whether someone simply approves of you. That single shift protects your time and your peace, and helps you walk away from situations that leave you doubting yourself. Not out of bitterness, but because you understand your worth was never up for negotiation in the first place. The strongest man in the room is often the one who no longer needs the room to confirm anything about him. 6. He refuses to lose his purpose. The biggest mistake a man can make is letting one person become the entire center of his world. The moment your schedule, your goals, your peace all start orbiting someone else's choices, you quietly drift away from the man you're actually capable of becoming. A high-value man never lets that happen because he understands purpose has to come before comfort. A relationship can add real joy to a life, but it should never replace the mission that life was already built around. If someone enters your life, She should be walking beside a man who already knows exactly where he's headed, not one who abandons his own direction the moment he gets emotionally attached. This is where so many men quietly lose themselves, skipping training to spend every free hour with someone, backing off ambitions because their attention's consumed by waiting on the next message, slowly disconnecting from friends and neglecting their own health. Then one day, they don't recognize who they've become, because their confidence was built on someone else's presence instead of their own discipline. That's exactly why purpose has to stay the highest priority, regardless of who comes and goes. Wake up with intention. Build your strength, because it requires real commitment. Build your finances, because freedom depends on it. Build your knowledge, because it protects you from bad decisions later. Build your character, the one investment that never actually loses value. Every day you choose progress over distraction is another brick added to your own foundation. If someone supports your growth, appreciate that fully. If someone consistently pulls you away from the man you're building yourself into, pay close attention to what that reveals. A healthy relationship encourages growth. It never demands you abandon it. Never trade your future just to keep someone comfortable in the present. Short-term approval is never worth long-term regret. There will always be people who misread your discipline or expect you to lower your standards to make them more comfortable. Stay calm and keep moving forward anyway. You don't owe anyone an argument, and you don't need permission to pursue the life you're actually building. Let your consistency speak. Let your progress answer every doubt on its own. As your purpose gets clearer, you become far less rattled by temporary situations because your attention is fixed on something bigger. You stop making emotional decisions that pull you off course and stop measuring success by whether someone stays, measuring it instead by whether you're becoming stronger and more disciplined than you were yesterday. That mindset changes how you approach every relationship, every challenge that shows up. You stop panicking when circumstances shift because your direction hasn't changed, and your peace no longer depends on someone else's choices, because your own purpose gives you stability every single day. Pause. The greatest reward was never proving your value to somebody else. It's becoming a man who respects himself deeply enough that he never abandons his mission for temporary attention or temporary comfort. When purpose leads the way, confidence follows naturally. Respect grows through your actions instead of your words, and the future becomes something you deliberately build, not something you sit around waiting for. That's the kind of life very little can shake, because it was built on discipline, patience, and the daily decision to keep becoming the strongest version of yourself.